Hey guys, and welcome back to the stream. This is Bonebag07, and just wanted to do another update on what has happened. I have been working a bit, and I went camping with a good friend, so I have been gone for a minute. But in the meantime, not really much has changed as far as the front on our side. I did completely take over southern United States and just wipe them off the face of the planet. And now, well, anyway, let me jump back. So, some other things have happened. Italy is still the size they are. Now, I have been watching the news feed, and they have been creating battleships here, 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 and these two places. So I don't know how many they have. Based on what I've seen, they at least have 2 to 3. So I created more because those are the guys that are the second in line. They're the second strongest. Now, I somehow made some allies, even though we're not actual allies, with what I believe is Finland. Somehow I think Finland and I are allies because I can see all of their troops and their placements. And then anyone they're near I can see as well. Same thing for these guys down here, which is Caucasus. Sorry, Caucasus. And I can see all of their troops and placements, but they've actually, I gotta give it to them for the amount of territories they have. They'd only have like 10 territories, maybe 12, but they have a crap ton of troops. But anyway, I don't know how I can see their stuff, but I made sure to take screenshots just in case I later wanted to kind of get an idea where their stuff was. But I've recently been moving troops around, getting stuff stationed, because I am going for an all-out ambush of North United States. Now, I did tell them at one point that I wasn't the one to worry about, that the people in the South were. Well, the people in the South don't exist anymore, and in order to win this game, you have got to get 1,000 points. I currently sit at 448, and I have 60 territories, almost 3 times more than any other group. Italy is close. Well, not close. They're just above. They have 24. So anyway, you get it. You get what I'm saying. Now, something that is annoying is if you stop playing the game for a day or two, which that's what happened when I went camping, the game automatically takes over. Like the AI or something takes over, and it starts tweaking your stuff, which is really annoying because they totally messed up my arrangement with my resources. So I fixed it, and as you see from the very top of the screen, everything is blue except for food, which food is a tough thing to have, to keep in the green. The blue is considered, I call it the green, because it means you have a positive production instead of being in the negative, meaning if it's in the negative, you are using more than you can produce. So, for the first time in a long time, we are actually in the positive and in the green, producing more of everything except for food, which is something I am very willing to accept. At this point, we are just killing it with resources. Oh, look, finally. So, here is what is going to happen. That is still 5 hours. So, here's what I'm planning. I'm planning an all-out assault on all sides, a complete circular ambush of the northern United States. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 10 territories left. I'm at 60. This will put me at 70. And I will have completely taken over the entire northwest. Basically, the entire west. The entire west of the world will be mine. Which then I will then probably spread to... That's a tough one. Because the closest and most ecological part to keep me from losing major troops is to take Britain. But I know they're not going to make it easy for me. Oh, yeah, I know about that one. I know they're not going to make it easy for me, and plus it'll put me right on the doorstep of Italy, which if I do that, you know they're going to start fully assaulting me because they've been aggressive to get where they are now. I just got in the negative for the coal because of the sub. I just created a sub. Yeah, I didn't really need another sub. Did I create that sub? I have 1 minute left. Now, why did I go in the negative? Oh, the railroad. Okay, my bad. All right, so anyway, the railroad I'm going to turn off because I don't need that one anymore, actually. So, where was it? Gothal. Where's Gothal? Is that Gothal? No. Where's Gothal? Let me hit my thing that'll tell me where. Gothal. Okay, I don't need that here, so I'll go ahead and turn that off. See, that's the other thing that it did that really annoyed me is not only when you stop playing the game does it do they like rearrange your troops? I had troops all over the place. Like I had troops wandering halfway across the country going to weird random places, and it also started to build random like industry. So it started putting railroads where I didn't need railroads, where I didn't want railroads. It started activating buildings that I deactivated before because I didn't need that production in that area for whatever it was. So definitely you got to watch out when you don't play the game for a while because they really do mess with things. The AI will automatically kick in and start just taking your resources that you've been saving up, taking your soldiers that you've strategically placed, and they keep putting them in weird places you don't want them. So yes, I just turned off a railroad and now I'm back in the good. I'm back in the green for everything except for food, which is fine. Now, originally I created that sub because I'm like, oh well, I need a sub for this, but then it hit me. I wanted one sub for every 2 battleships. That way I can send off a battleship and put the sub right in front of it. As the battleship is bombarding the location, if they send their troops from their land here to attack, they hit the sub first, and the battleships are constantly bombarding. So by the time that happens, they get their butt handed to them. So what's going to happen is I am getting prepared for this ambush, as I like to call it, a full circular assault completely on all sides. So I have a railgun set here, which as you can see from the range, I can attack any city here, 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 and here. I can attack all of them with that. Now, if that's not enough, now obviously I have 378,000 troops, and that is comprised of heavy tank, 2 armored trucks, and a light tank. I have the railgun. I also have artillery as backup. Now, what I'm going to do, because I'm trying to figure out the order at which I'm going to attack. You know, ideally, you want to attack all positions all at the same time, and it just splits off the enemy in random directions. They're not reinforcing each other, yes. But a lot can be said about getting all of the troops to sort of relocate from one end of the country to the other. So I'm trying to figure out what direction to do that with. If I attack from this side, they're going to go straight for this hub. And as you can see, he can hit me from 5 different territories at the same time, and that would probably overwhelm me. So I don't want to start with that. I want to start from the sea. So I have a battleship. It's in position for this artillery over here. Now, it's not in position to start hitting the main area, but that's okay. That's not a problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start hitting it on 2 to 3 different sides. Number 1, I'm going to hit it with this railgun right here and just start pounding the crap out of this location, because they are going to start either heading south towards the railgun or west towards this position. Either way, there's 2 artillery here, there's going to be 2 artillery here, plus the railgun, and 378,000 troops there. Now, with that in mind, it wasn't a coincidence that I put 378 there, it just happened. So I have 278,000 here, plus a bomber and a fighter that are full health. So once that happens, you see the range, it can hit everywhere. So I can literally hit this territory with the railgun, and when they decide to head towards that territory, I'm just constantly hammering them. Now, I'm also bringing up this railgun. It's not there yet. I need to wait for this railway to be finished. Once this railway is finished, I can then have this railgun get into position. I'm thinking right about maybe here. That'll put it in perfect position for this, right? Once that's there, they're going to keep sending troops that way, and once they start sending troops away, I can start hammering them with at the same time I can start hammering them here with my battleship there. That's going to be 2 battleships, 1 submarine, and they're going to get hammered and hammered and hammered. And at the same time, on this side, I'm going to hammer them with this battleship there, which is going to make them bring troops to the end, hopefully, and go from there. I'm going to take this battleship, 2 battleships and 1 sub, send them over here, hammer this location. So all of these guys are going to be sending out troops towards my battleships. Meanwhile, I'm going to start hammering them with railguns here and here. Now, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to place this because, for example, I can't do it because there's no railway there, but there's a railway here, so, or there will be at the same time this one's built, which will work out. Anyway, once that happens, I can get my railgun right on the edge, and I can start hammering this city here. I can start hammering this city as well. So by that time, which this is Philadelphia will be screwed because they will be getting hit from 2 different sides. This will be getting hit from 1 to 2 different sides. I can use my bombers to kind of split and go from different directions, just hit every which way because they've got a far range. On this side, we've got the railgun, which I'm going to wait. The reason I'm going to wait is I'm going to start hitting with my battleships first because that'll bring the guys away from my hub. They'll start taking soldiers from all of these territories here to send them to the outskirts, to the sea, down here. That's going to leave these territories weaker. Once that happens, then I'm going to start hammering them with my railgun because my railgun covers this entire area like so. Once that happens, they're just going to randomly, one at a time, start sending people at me. So I want to get them out, get troops away from there first. They're going to start marching troops from all over the territory, the country, to attack where I start. I'm going to start here first. Okay, it's not the most distance, but I'm about to have 2 artillery there, as well as a heavy tank, 378,000 troops, and a railgun. On this side, I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have this railgun up into position here just as a backup. Once that happens, I can also use the bomber and the fighter, as you see with the range, to back it up as well. So these guys are going to get more than enough coverage to start the war. I'm then going to start with the battleships. Hit them here at Philadelphia. Like I said, I'm trying to decide where to hit first, whether I should hit Boston. Boston's got a lot of land. So if I start hitting Boston, the problem is placement. I can start hitting them here, or when the battleship gets here, which we will show you now, where it's going to be, I can hit both Boston and or I can hit Portland. This other battleship is definitely going to hit Lincoln, so that way it's completely covered and taken care of. This battleship's going to hit Portland and Boston. Now what's going to happen is this guy right here, Concord, he's going to split off. Because he's going to split from this, he's going to split towards Boston. He's also going to split towards Portland. That's what I believe is going to happen, and that's what I think he's going to do. Because he's going to try to split them up. Because my battleship is going to start being aggressive, and it's going to hit on each side randomly until there's no troops there. So he's going to keep splitting up that. That is the first closest place that he can pull troops from. Once he starts doing that, he's also going to start pulling troops from Vermont, which is going to be a great thing. Now, of course, when he starts pulling from Vermont, and he's going to start pulling from Potsdam, and all of these places are going to be pulled from because they have been storing. New York, his capital. He's going to be sending him out to Philadelphia, which is going to start getting hammered. He's also going to probably pull from New York to go to, that's it, Scranton. That Scranton's going to get hit by mainly the bomber and from the railgun. Once I get it up into position over here, it will maybe be close enough. Even if it isn't close enough, I can actually, what I may do instead of putting it here, I may wait a little bit longer to start the war, and I'm gonna put it right here, right here, right between both positions, so that way he will, at that point, I believe, based on, let's see, let's kind of do a measurement range. It's about here. Yes, he will be within range to hit Scranton. So that will basically murder Pittsburgh, and I can take it over with all of these troops. Where that's what, 476 plus 378. We're looking at 700, 840, 50 something, 850 troops, 1,000 troops. That's a shit ton of troops to have at your south. So he's going to be in trouble. He's going to be getting hit from everywhere, from the air, from the sea, from the land, from artillery. It's going to be a massacre. I can't wait to do this. I will absolutely wait for you guys to start streaming. I will wait to show you this. In the meantime, I'm just going to start getting my troops in position. Now, I do have to work tomorrow. So I work tomorrow 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which means that you guys will probably see this around 8 Central Standard tomorrow, unless I wake up early tomorrow if I can do it in time. What time is it now? Right now it is 10:34 Central Standard Time, and I have how much longer on this railway? This railway. I have 5 hours, 46 minutes. That's going to put me, what, about 4 a.m. Then I might set an alarm just so once that finishes, I can then start moving my railgun into position. If I do that, if I actually wake up for a little bit to do that and then set in position, it could be a few hours before it's ready. It might actually be there and in position. Everything may be in position and ready to go within the amount of time before I have to start work. If that's the case, I will do a quick stream just to show the start of the war. I'm not sure because I really want to wait. I want to wait till 7 Central tomorrow night, because that's when I can start attacking and you guys can be with me the whole way as he starts to launch his troops into my preset strategy. Now, once we're done with this, we will then discuss our strategies of how to join in the Europe campaign. I did want to go in the south, but we still got two big guys. This is Morocco, and what is this? Morocco and West Algeria. Those are both big guys. They've been fighting a lot. West Algeria and East Algeria have both been fighting a lot and losing a lot of troops. Let me show you what I mean. Let's check the newspaper and see what's going on. Oh, Italy's at war. Oh, I didn't see that before. Where did that come from? Okay, well, that wasn't there before. But apparently Italy is attacking France. Oh, baby. That's awesome. They've both lost a crap ton of troops, which means that Italy is an idiot. He's using his troops to attack instead of his artillery. It's terrible. But anyway, like I was saying, West Libya, and who was this? Arabia and Egypt have both been at war, and they've lost crazy amounts of troops. Look at this, 1.46 million to 1.37 million. Now, if you remember before, when I was attacking the southern United States, by the time I was done, I had lost 17,000 troops, and they had lost 1.5 million, 1.4 million troops. So that just shows if you use your artillery, your battleships, and your strategy placements smart, in a smart manner, very smart, then you won't lose troops. You have the troops there as a backup in case they really do just trudge, but based on what has happened, that's not going to be the case. They may be smart. If you are in a situation where you've got somebody bombarding you with artillery, what you got to do, you got to be very smart about it. You've got to send 2 waves of forces. If, say, for example, they had the New York attacked me from this position, and say they were attacking here. Say Pittsburgh was attacking Cleveland with long-range artillery, like I'm about to be doing him. Your best strategy is to take half of your troops, or at least 1/3, and send them in. Now, wait about 5-10 minutes maybe, then send the remaining 2/3 of your army. That way, their artillery is trying to shoot the first, let's just say the leading division, right? Yes, the first division is going to take a lot of losses, maybe all losses, but because it's only 5 to 10 minutes behind, your second division is going to get right up in their grill before they can start firing. By the time you get to that position, you will murder them. That is the strategy to take. So if you see that, if that is about to happen to you, say you start getting shelled, split it up. Because the AI in the game only recognizes one enemy at a time, especially as soon as it starts to split off. Now, he could manually, if he has a high command. Now, you can only get high command if you purchase it. Now, I did actually make that investment at one point in the game. I did purchase it, and I'll show you how that works. There's different versions of high command, but basically you can spend like $30, $40, and you get high command for a period of time. High command gives you a few different things, but the most important is it allows you to control the fire rate of different units. Let me show you. In the bottom right, if you tap this signal, you can tell it to hold fire, which says it only bombards enemies when told to attack. Even if someone's attacking it, it will not shoot. You can do return fire only, fire at will, which does not attack neutral. It only attacks enemies if enemies get in. Offensive, which again only bombards enemy units. And then aggressive, which attacks everybody. You can actually change the fire style of different units, which is amazing. The reason why it's such a good thing is because you can do like what I'm doing right now. Now, most units, even if you don't choose to do the high command, you don't have to. Just the only difference is every single unit you have will automatically be in fire at will mode, which means it will only shoot at someone either if A, you tell it to, or B, if they get up in their firing range. They get up in their grill. So, just a fun note. But if the other player does happen to have high command, they could manually choose to fire at different targets. But that's a big if. Most people don't like to spend money on a game. I don't do that either. I mean, it's digital stuff. It doesn't exist in the real world. But when I started, I saw it. I saw what it gave you and how that could benefit you in the game. So I just made a small investment. I spent $45 on the year-long coverage of this game because I play this game a lot. I like this game. Strategy is very fun. It's enjoyable. So I felt it was worth it. To me, it's the equivalent to buying a great strategy game for an Xbox or a PC. You're going to spend $30 to $50 depending on the game, unless you pirate it, which I'm not saying you should do. So anyway, back to it. I am going to get in position. I'm going to get all my troops in the right place, my guns in the right place, and then I will start taking it to these guys. I'm going to give it to them. They're not going to know what hit them. It's going to be over. I need to go ahead. I'm thinking I'm going to use this sub. I'm going to go do some exploring, by the way. I want to see what they have over here near England. Might as well, or I say the United Kingdom. I'm going to send that sub over there just to check it out. Now, they can't, something I learned through High Command. High Command also gives you the ability to chat. And I'll show you. You can chat with other members of High Command. They actually know how the game works. Free resource which you would give you. It's called the game manual. Ha! Sorry, somebody had a joke. That was funny. But anyway, the high command is a really cool thing because it allows you to talk to other people that are invested in the game. They paid for high command. They really liked this game, so they know what they're doing. And I got it from a member of the high command before when I was talking to him. You can actually, the enemy cannot see your submarine unless they have planes doing a patrolling, which patrolling means that the planes are flying in a giant circle around their entire fire radius, and they are reporting any ground units they see. So that's a good thing because that means we can use the sub to get in close to areas and sort of do reconnaissance. They can't see us. We can kind of just see a small area of what's there. You know, what they have. We may not be able to see numbers because it doesn't have a firing range. Subs can only hit things in water, which isn't exactly accurate because as we know from World War I and World War II, well, maybe not World War I, but World War II for sure, submarines could fire long distance or even short distance missiles. That's not the case in World War I. World War I, it wasn't really missiles. That was the World War II creation. So World War I, it was all just cannons. I still think that the sub should have some kind of firing range other than just being underwater, but unfortunately, as you can see, it doesn't. It doesn't have any firing range, which means it can't fire air projectiles. It sucks, but it is part of the game. But anyway, guys, now that you know what the strategy is, what I'm going with, what's going to happen, thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, I may do a quick update once all my troops are in order and ready, but I will most likely do the next stream tomorrow night, and we were going to see this thing unfold. I'm going to explain what I believe the enemy is going to do. I did do a brief rundown about how I feel that thing's going to happen. Once I start attacking different places, he's going to pull from here. The troops from the main section here and Lincoln are going to go to the end. They're going to get hit by that battleship. I'm going to start hitting these guys right here in Portland. And I'm going to also use the battleship. Well, maybe not that. I'm going to start, so once they get hit in Portland, they're going to be losing troops. They're going to be pulling troops from Concord, possibly even Boston. Now, the good thing about this is with this same battleship, once these guys get massacred and they just keep sending those guys out, they're going to start pulling definitely from Concord, and I can start instantly hitting Boston due to the fire capabilities I was telling you about. I can set it for offensive, which means it will immediately start hitting any city within its range for an enemy country, which are both of these cities. So once I get it there, and I start, I'm going to put it in that fire mode, which means it's going to keep hitting whoever's closest. Now, they're going to start pulling units from New York once I start hitting it from the high side. Now, I'm not doing that. That is my secondary battle plan. First, I'm going to start hitting it from the bottom over here, so it starts pulling men from the top, from the edge, from everywhere to this side. Now I've got a lot of firepower over here, especially once I get my cannon over here. That's going to pull, he's going to pull guys from all different sides. They're all going to head that way. Now, they're going to get massacred, plus I'm hitting them from the sea here. I'm going to hit Philadelphia, and that's going to pull troops from New York, the capital, and from Scranton. Now, I'm also going to use my bomber. That's also going to pull things from New York and Scranton. Meanwhile, again, Pittsburgh is getting massacred. You've also got New York, the capital. They are good. That's a long trek from either side. That's why you want to hit it from the water. Yes, that's the plan. Water, water, water. Not a drop. Water, water everywhere. Not a drop to drink. You know, that's how it goes. But anyway, once I do that, then when all these guys have been pulled away, there's a smaller force, then I'm going to start hammering them with this railgun. That way, once they get close enough, I have... I'm actually building another artillery piece here. That way, and over here actually, I'm building one here as well. That way, once those are built, I can get those moved into position here at Sherbrooke, and I'm going to move it into position here at Moncton. Not that I'm going to be firing from Moncton, so they probably won't attack it, but I'm going to put it there anyway. The probably best idea would be to put both of them in Sherbrooke, because when Sherbrooke starts to attack, all these positions will most likely converge on one, and I need as much artillery support as possible. So I'm probably going to actually move both of those artillery to this position because it already has one as a backup, and it has this railgun. So it's got coverage on all sides for all those main facilities. Anyway, that's that. This is Bonebag07. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great night. See you later. Oh, Trevin, I'm sorry. Oh, shit. Hey, what's up, dude? I totally didn't see the chat. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, no, this is Supremacy 1914. It's like a Risk. If you ever played the game Risk, you know, it's on Xbox, it's on computer, it's on board game, it's everything. This is it's basically Risk. So the whole point is global domination, and you have to conquer the territory. You get a small territory like this guy did. This was northern United States. I had southern Canada. I took central Canada and northern Canada. I then took Greenland and Iceland, and then I circled back around the bottom and I took the southern and central United States. I'm about to take northern United States, and I will completely have conquered the entire western hemisphere, and then I'm going to start going into the east. But this is Supremacy 1914. It's so much fun. You got to check it out, man. It's free to play. It's a great game. But anyway, I'm going to get out, guys. Thanks again for watching. I will see you tomorrow morning, possibly for a small bit, but definitely tomorrow night, 7 Central. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the subs, and we'll see you guys later. Take care.